They say it takes at least $1 million to make a good project, but to make a great one, you need a partner who sees that vision as clearly as you do. Someone that can translate words into a world, a conductor to the score. In February, Legally Black hit a milestone that still feels surreal, winning Best Short Narrative at the Pan-African Film Festival.
Thank you for this award. I didn't know we was gonna win this. I didn't know we was gonna get in the festival. We did it in faith, and we let God do the rest. And that was from the moment we decided to make this project. We said we were gonna do it in faith. It was a seed project, and God did the rest. And I just thank you guys for this, because this does a lot for me.
And in August, the journey continues in Austin, Texas, with the Pan-African Film Festival and the Austin Film Society for its 4th annual Austin series, which means Legally Black is coming to Texas. As we gear up to take Legally Black to the big screen this August, I wanted to take a moment to celebrate the director, producer, and editor of Legally Black, Abai Peace, the man who brings scripts to life.
As a director, you see the vision from as a whole all the time. Well, I do. You see the vision. I see the vision as a whole. So it's more or less as I'm watching it in the aspect of what it's going to look like and what it's going to feel like and what it's going to sound like, finished, complete. But as an editor, a lot of times you're seeing the footage for the first time, so you have to come to that mindset as you're seeing it for the first time. So a lot of times with this particular project, we shoot it and then you watch the dailies as a director, but as an editor, I don't look at it for 2 weeks. So I won't look at it for 2 weeks, and then I'll look at it with fresh eyes and from an editor standpoint. And sometimes in production, the editor is going back and forth because they have a story they want to tell, but they got to make sure they follow the director's story. They got to make sure they follow the writer's story. And the conflict between the editor and the director can be crazy, but the editor is really on the writer's side. The director is more on the actor's side and the whole aspect of it. And I think for me, it's just really being those two different roles, being an editor and then being a director, but being two different people, seeing it from an editor standpoint as I know this is what I want as a director, but this is what we need to show as an editor. And it was accomplished by the director, but we also don't need to, I don't need to make sure that the director, I would say, especially with a TV show, I want to make sure that the director's art doesn't take away from the vision when he's already accomplished the vision, but then he also wants to be an artist. And I'm fighting with myself. I know you want to be an artist. I know you want to show this, but you shot this part, you captured the vision. So let's just put that on the screen. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know if that really explains it to people, but you're just two different people and you have to make sure you kind of separate it. And the only way you really learn stuff like that is by going to the movies, watching shows, but watching it as a fan. And coming into film production is kind of hard initially, but if you actually go into it if you actually watch a lot of stuff that you're interested in and just not watch stuff, then you start to become more of a fan of it again, of the film, of filming, of TV and stuff like that. And then you'll be able to say, okay, I can be these two different people in the process, in the time when I need to be.
All right, ladies, this concludes our meeting for tonight. Heads up.
And just making sure the vision is being the original vision that was solidified, the final vision, making sure that's just being portrayed. So that's giving people the freedom to express themselves, but also making sure that expression coincides with the vision for the most part, and not allow you allow people to have the space to create, but you also got to make sure it gets captured.
I think we should round up.
So it's when people it's being firm, but also being free at the same time, and a lot of times actors want to play, and you got to give them the freedom to play because you don't want to lose your set. So especially when you have the time, you're like, okay, yeah, let's see how you do it, and then they do it, and it's like, oh, you give them direction. Sometimes you need to give some actors direction. Like staying 10 toes down is just is more with yourself as opposed to somebody else. Sometimes you give them direction to to favor something you want because they need it, because that actor needs that direction. And some actors, you just be firm with them and they're like, all right, cool, like tell me how it is. Some actors, you try to tell them like it is and you lose them. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, I don't like the way he's talking to me. So sometimes you got to figure that out about people. But it's just making sure you 10 toes down on what it's supposed to be. If it's supposed to be a funny scene, 10 toes down. Look, that's great. I like the tears, but I need you, if you're going to cry, I need you to like be like this or something. You know what I'm saying? Like you just got to make sure that you got to make sure the vision is plain, like, and make sure it's what was written. Don't change it. In my opinion, don't change it unless it needs to be changed, and try to do that before you shoot.
Okay, Jade, what brings you here today?
Well, apparently I have a drinking problem. Well, I didn't always have one. My dad died 3 years ago, and it messed me up.
Just the reality. To me, film, regardless if it's fantasy or if it's fiction or nonfiction or whatever it is, when it comes to, if it doesn't feel grounded, you can't relate to it. If it doesn't feel relatable, you can't relate to it. And it's really just like I like my projects to feel relatable. I like everybody to feel like I've seen somebody do that. I know somebody, I'm doing that, and that's pretty much what that is. And then also making sure the music plays into that, because music plays a big role in our lives. You know what I'm saying? So like everybody has a song, a song for a time for a song, all these certain things, and making sure that is integrated, whether it's the melody of the music or it's the words that comes from the music, that it kind of like keeps people understanding what's happening if they don't understand on screen. If they feel, they might laugh or they might cry, but the music is telling them this is actually something good. You know what I'm saying? And you want to make sure that that's that final piece to clarity in the project.
Oh my God.
Winning PAFF was very much exciting for, I would say, validation, career-wise. It still is. We're going into, they brought us into another festival in Austin, the Austin Film Society, which is amazing, to be able to be just recognized by your peers or people that are liking onto you. It wasn't until we released it on YouTube that really hit me. You know what I'm saying? Because people talk who they want to talk to. Mm-hmm. So we at a festival and like people were saying it's cool, but I'm not really having conversations with people. So the win was surprising from that aspect, but it wasn't like surprising, because when you're doing something great, you're doing something great. Because when I was editing, and I'm editing this as an editor, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, damn, this is good. And I haven't really, there's a lot of projects I worked on where I haven't said, this is good. This is really good. You know what I'm saying? All kudos to our writer and star actress, Paris. But overall, it really wasn't until we released it on YouTube and it's the 100,000 of views and the comments and the likes and the subscriptions and all those certain things where it was like, oh, dang, this is really like what people resonate with, and that's the comfort, that's the real thing that brings me to that. And then also bringing the actors to show people that these people exist, that's what really, that's the joy in the art, especially in Legally Black. It's just the reality that this stuff is made for the big screen. Mm. That's really that's really it. Like this, it's made for we edited to put it on people's screens and small screens and all these certain things and watch it on YouTube, and that was the original. Like it was like we're gonna put something out and we just gonna edit and put it out, and then God worked his magic. You know what I'm saying? He worked his blessings. Because I don't want people thinking God do magic. He worked his blessings, and it happened to just be shown on the big screen. Our only like idea of a big screen was a premiere, you know, of the you know the first 2 episodes or the first 3 episodes, whatever. And we able to show the first 2 episodes in like a festival premiere. So and it's just. It just lets me know that this project has legs and it's just walking where God is taking it. You know what I'm saying? And as long as you keep walking and walking and walking and walking, it's going to grow. I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but it just shows me that like our work is geared for the big screen, and you know, it's just keep on solidifying that, you know, well, no matter what you do, if you do it, you know, and you do it right, it's going to work. A packed audience, hopefully. That's what I'm trying to see. A lot of people. I don't honestly. I just want them to enjoy it. That's really it. I don't like. We make the projects for people to enjoy, for fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, the message is a byproduct of our creation and the lifestyles and the life we lived. And God flowing through us. But outside of that, you know, like if people not enjoying a project, I want to see enjoyment. I want people to enjoy it, because what they enjoy, for a business aspect, they spend money on. Right. You know what I'm saying? But you know, and if people enjoy your work or they enjoy your product and enjoy whatever you do, you'll always have a way to make a living. You know what I'm saying? Regardless if you fixing ACs or you know, selling Coca-Cola, you know, like, you know, they enjoy it and they're going to continue to buy and they're going to continue to celebrate and you're going to continue to grow. But you can always make people have a feeling of like, dang, I resonated with that project and I want to resonate with more of the project and more of his work, more of her work, and more of, you know, everybody who was a part of it work, you know, and that's what I really want from Austin. And I want people to come out. If you're in Austin, you're in the Austin area, and you haven't seen the project, don't watch it. Just don't watch it yet. Just come out. And if you have watched it, come out and meet us. You know what I'm saying? And enjoy. Yeah, because if you haven't seen it on the big screen, it's a completely different experience than watching it on YouTube. Mm-hmm. It's a much grander experience. The colors pop. Everything explodes with this project on the big screen. The audio is perfect. The music hits more, all these certain things just push out. So yeah, it's an experience.